when I brought up the thing about the MOUs, people get stuck on HIPAA. Like, you're telling that plan, and I'm thinking, okay, now HIPAA, what are we going to do about exchanging patient information? And, how does my agency talk to your agency? So the study can help and support us because they help smooth off those difficult edges. So we tell the study team, can you investigate how we can overcome HIPAA issues with that? And it will happen. I mean, we have the support for that kind of thing. Or how do we make an MOU? Or, so it's nice to have that kind of support to make a creative idea work. And hopefully we don't get stuck on HIPAA or all those things that, guide our regular practice.
And a word about collaborative care is collaborative care came out of systems where different kinds of providers work in the same building. However, they were not integrated. And what happens when systems implement collaborative care is the multidisciplinary teams who are treating a patient start meeting. And that's much easier to do inside the system. So inside Kaiser or UCLA Medical Center because they're all in the same building. So the idea you propose is exactly what we're trying to do out in the community, which is build collaborative care out of many community-based agencies that may be discipline-specific. Because in Elizabeth's particular program within Queen's Care is a nursing program. Well, it's staffed with nurses.
Right.
So you're not going to get a multidisciplinary team within your program, but you're going to get a multidisciplinary team to treat a client within this environment.
Right. Okay.
And hopefully that, again, one of the ideas of this whole thing is that it will be a model for other communities. We're doing this in SPA 6 and SPA 4. But we're hoping that the results, the outcomes of this will be something that we can disseminate and that, you can put together in Lancaster, you can put together in, San Diego or wherever it's needed. Excuse me. So that's, part of this is that this is kind of an experiment. It's a pilot project. It is, I think, rather ambitious. But at the same time, it's very timely. At this point in time, for all of us, we're going to have to come up with something else because depending on that funding from the state or the county or whoever we used to get funding from is no longer an option. It's drying up quick, and it's going to be a while before it comes back, and our clients aren't going to go away. In fact, with all of what's going on, there'll probably be more people with depression. So, I think those of us that are involved in this, that recognize this and see it coming, kind of have an obligation to do what we can. And I think this is, like I say, very timely that we get together and start working out ways that we can work together and hopefully increase what resources exist or increase access to those resources.
So are we...
How's that time?
We're
like about 2:30.
2:30.
Half an hour to do a song.
Yeah. I just want to make sure everybody feels comfortable with what you're getting, the resources that you're getting.
Questions about the website?
Yeah, any questions about the website or...
Can we call if we have technical difficulties?
Yes. Call, yeah, this is the people you call.
Our phone is out in my phone numbers, and most everyone else is on the website. There is the contact forms where you can contact a particular person, or you can contact all of us. And to contact all of us, we can contact Esmeralda and I and move forward.
Yeah. And, I hope, like I said earlier, that, you come to a conference, you get all psyched up or excited about the topic and then leave and nothing happens. So I do hope that, take out that flash drive in the next couple weeks and look what's on it. Think about how it might work for you. If you are register for CPIC. If you're not, participate if you want to participate, if you have the ability. And, call Jim or I up if you have special questions relating to your organization. 'Cause we really would like to build something. We are actively seeking new partners. So use it and look at it, and we'll help you, and we'll find, if we can't answer your question, we'll find somebody who can. So you want to make sure you feel like you've walked away with something.
And I just wanted to follow up what you're saying about coming to a conference and getting all excited and then nothing happens after that. I mean, I guarantee you things are going to be happening. If you want to be a part of them, sign up, register, and be a part of CPIC, because we will contact you and make sure you're involved and that you're going to be doing something. So that's the important thing is, I mean, it's one thing to sit back and watch all this go on, and ultimately it will probably benefit those folks that do that. But if you want to have some say in how it happens, get involved with us. And if you're not the person that can make that decision, go back to your manager, your CEO, whoever it is, and say, hey, you need to, talk to these folks. So we'll be happy to call them. We'll be happy to come out and talk about the project and what's involved, and keep the whole thing going. But we do need to keep it going. So.
This is not the study where you go home with your bag and set everything in a corner and you look at it one day and it's just as you were. Like, this isn't that study. We really, really want you guys to participate. I've been in this from the beginning since it was Witness for Wellness, and I have watched this grow. And I guess the other thing I wanted to say is I watched me grow too. I didn't know Susan and Esmeralda and Jim and Elizabeth or Mariana when we first started this study, but I did know Susan Stockdale, who was sitting there, and she can co-sign, she can vouch how much I've grown as a person just participating in working at HAP. For example, I would have never said anything to you guys. I would have just sat here and just whatever to type. But it is good for me. And the other thing I want to
teach a class at
yes,
UCLA now.
Yeah, I do.
Right?
I teach a class at UCLA. I would never have ever thought. Okay, here we go. Next step. That I would be doing something like that. But this is, and I'm going to try to learn the CBT. But doing this, even just the things that I take home, and you do have a new attitude. You guys just come on board, and you'll see the difference that you can make in your clients and in your coworkers. You can make a difference, and this is your opportunity, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I mean, how many times have you been to a conference and someone from the White House called? Mm-hmm. So this is like the opportunity. So hopefully you guys will jump on board, and whichever group you end up in, please know that it may not be the group you wanted to be in, but at the end of the day, we're all going to have the same thing, whichever works the best, and we'll be able to improve our clients' lives, and that is truly, truly important. So that was the end of my speech. But here, let me okay. I'm sorry, you want to talk. Yeah.
I think Jose brought up a really interesting point, because the CPIC project is a resource, and trying to do something like having interagency meetings about it. I mean, figuring out how to get around the HIPAA kind of stuff is going to be ugly. And it's great if we can kind of figure out some of the steps. So we would be able to help provide some tools that when you really want to do this, when your agency is ready to try and do it, when you've identified another agency that wants to work with you, we could at least provide some guidelines so the process isn't quite so difficult, and each other agency maybe that wants to try it doesn't have to reinvent the wheel. So it's a shortcut. It's a service that I think that we can provide to assist making this easier in the community as a whole. Somebody else? This is a commercial break.
Infomercial.
Yeah. And we're wrapping up the conference at 3 o'clock and answering any additional, 3 o'clock we'll come back together and answer any additional questions that people have. You all got 100 times better explanation of what you're walking away with. The rest of this crowd is going to walk away with that same bag. They're not going to know really what's in it. And So I really thank you for taking the time, and I hope that you use the materials wisely and it benefits our community.